Welcome back over to the American Meteor Society now. If you guys ever see anything in the nighttime or daytime sky for that matter, you can come over here to the American Meteor Society, click on this blue tab that says Report a Fireball, and it's very user-friendly. They received 133 reports from 11 states last night regarding this incident that occurred over primarily the eastern half of the United States. I want to read some of the reports that people submitted. Some of these are quite interesting. A lot of people knew they weren't looking at a typical fireball. The reports extend from southeastern Iowa all the way down into north central Florida. I put together a little video slideshow of all the different photos. I used a couple from here for comparison purposes, and my wife is friends with somebody that actually saw the object last night from North Georgia. And here's the video slideshow I put together. Did a UFO plummet to the earth last night? And right now, as it stands, it is an unidentified object of unknown origins, viewed by dozens, if not hundreds of people spanning over 1,000 miles. In fact, around 1,050 miles from Iowa to north central Florida, involving 11 states and quite possibly more. We're going to North Georgia. This is a friend of my wife's. They noticed this object in the nighttime sky. In fact, in this video, you'll see them pointing at the object. They had no idea what it was. They and many dozens of other people saw this spectacle in last night's sky. In this video, I couldn't help but notice the similarities to a video I just posted, I think it was yesterday or the day before, of a video out of Idaho Falls, Idaho. Young lady saw this in the evening sky. What you're looking at over here on the left was viewed on September 24th from Idaho Falls, Idaho. On the right is from last night. See the similarities? They're almost the exact same color and nearly the exact same size. So I'm wondering if we're viewing the same object or something similar to what we're seeing over here on the right. I have no idea, but they do look very, very similar. Now we're going to go to Jacksonville, Florida. Video footage by Jonathan Tweed and Amber Ramirez. This is from last night, viewed from Jacksonville, Florida. This was over at the American Meteor Society. That's the object moving through the nighttime sky last night. Now we're going to Hiawassee, Florida. Video footage by Daniel Leach from last night, September 30th of 2021. And in this video footage, the object looks like a red glowing object. But again, it doesn't have that real big, bright, overwhelming head like you typically see on a classic fireball. There's a close-up of it right there. Kind of looks red, a dull red. Nothing bright about that at all. Some sort of an unknown object entering Earth's atmosphere that was not only seen, heard, but felt by some people, believe it or not. They felt the shockwave of this thing as it made a sonic boom when it disappeared out of sight. This is a photo that was sent in by Jeff G from Atlanta, Georgia. And again, notice the front of this thing. It doesn't have that big, overpowering, glowing head like you see on a lot of fireballs. Now we're going to Birmingham, Alabama. This photo was sent in by Martin S. And here, from this perspective, it almost looks like some sort of a object. See it right there? Definitely not a fireball. That is an unknown object. Here's a different sighting of the same type of orange-looking fireballish object. This is in the evening sky. This was sent in to me yesterday out of Oklahoma from Idaho Falls, Idaho. They look similar to what was seen in the sky last night, except last night's event included a very long tail, or at least it was long at times. This is the photo by Jeff out of Atlanta. What I'm doing here in this segment, I'm going to show you guys some comparisons of classic meteors. This is definitely not a classic meteor at all. This is of unknown origins. Once again, we have a bona fide mystery that occurred last night over basically the eastern half of the United States, involving multiple states, multiple witnesses. And here's some examples of classic fireballs. Puerto Rico, Musa, this is from back in 2020. See the bright glowing heads? Here's one from Florida. Big, overwhelming light saturation. That is a classic fireball. Like you see here, this is a photo out of Brazil. The photo on the left is from last night. And again, no comparison. These are two totally different objects. The one on the left is, again, a mystery. I want to go back to the map over here at the American Meteor Society and read some of these incredible accounts of what people saw last night. Rodney B. out of central Georgia, Milledgeville, Georgia. He goes on to say, sound, yes, sounded like an explosion with rumbling thunder off in the distance, and could feel the sound. The sound even shook the ground. That is incredible. Here's another report submitted by Paul B. out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Go down to sound. He says, yes, giant sound of a jet. No explosion. That's what it sounded like from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Let's go up to Missouri. There were some reports in the Missouri area. Those little purple and blue circles represent sound in the report. Here's another report out of central Missouri submitted by Timothy S. I live in a rural area with a clear view of the night sky. This was a very clear night. I have seen many meteors in my life, and I have never witnessed something as large, glowing, and magnificent as this.